What's going on, guys? toyhuntr here, back with another video. Today I'm going to review Daredevil Season 3. Let's get into it.
I used to listen to people asking for help. That's what I was trying to do, was help people. But I was fooling myself. Darkness only responds to darkness. I'm Daredevil. I have made many mistakes, but I accept the debt I'm paying because of them.
Prison has changed me.
What is it you're saying? I want to make a deal. He's claiming to have changed, but they don't know him like I do. The last time that we spoke, you threatened me.
That is something that I cannot forgive.
I'll stop him for good this time.
There's only one way to stop me, but you're not going to do it.
You sure about that?
Just be careful that you don't become the monster.
Because I've tried to make this city a better place. I will tell the world who you really are. Someone who's now showing his true colors.
Sometimes you have to hurt one person for the greater good. The city needs a new villain. I think I might have found him.
Daredevil is our true public enemy.
According to eyewitnesses, the brutal attack has been carried out by none other than Daredevil.
Who are you? I'm Daredevil.
This season was phenomenal. Man, it's hands down the best Marvel Netflix show that we have. Daredevil is just that good. Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3 just continues that trend of just giving us quality content at a high level. It's that amazing. And the thing that really captures me and what really gets me into these shows are the characters. So I want to kind of break down my feelings and thoughts on the characters. We'll start with Daredevil, because it is his show, after all, right? Charlie Cox is Daredevil through and through. Now, I know that might not be saying much, because the only competition is an awful movie starring Ben Affleck, but he fully embodies this character. To me, the most important core character trait when it comes to Daredevil is the duality between Matt Murdock and Daredevil, and Charlie Cox portrays that brilliantly within this season. There's a warmness and an earnestness he brings to Murdock, and a tortured yet aggressive confidence he brings to the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. Season 3 might be the best representation of that duality I speak of, because he spends the majority of the season stripping away that Murdock side of him and just embracing the darkness and letting the devil out. You then throw in the incredible fight choreography. Those fight scenes, man, throughout all 3 seasons have been phenomenal. His very honest and yet real battle with his Catholicism and his struggle with it. And then on top of that, that indomitable will to want to protect the city he's in and the people who are in it. And you're literally watching the character jump from the comic book page and right onto your TV screen. It's just brilliant. It's literally just brilliant. But no hero is great without a great villain, and boy did Season 3 deliver us a great villain. The Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio is a terrific actor. It would be so easy for him to play Wilson Fisk as a one-dimensional character and just make him the big-time mob boss character that you've seen, that archetype that you've seen in plenty other shows, but he finds a way to make Wilson Fisk multi-dimensional. Dare I say, you even care about him in some instances. and you can even, at the very least, empathize with his real love and passion for his beloved Vanessa, and that he's willing to, not even only willing to, but he has a need and a passion and a yearning to protect her at all cost, because it's the one thing that makes him feel whole at the end of the day. D'Onofrio has this ability to play the Kingpin as this dominating presence, but yet vulnerable at the very same time. They're very subtle things that he's bringing to this character, but they speak volumes loudly. The best example I could give to this, and this is very minor spoilers here, is when Karen Page shows up to his penthouse where he's being held prisoner, even though he owns it. She goes to him and she admits to him that she's the reason why his longtime friend and right-hand man, Wesley, back in season 1, has disappeared. And in that moment, you feel all of the emotions that he's going through. Vincent D'Onofrio flows through the emotions within this scene. And you can see the rage, and you can see the passion all building up until he just climaxes to this guttural scream, because he knows he can't put a hand on her, because obviously he's being watched, because the penthouse is where he's being held prisoner. But we as the audience know he could snap her in half, and he very well might do that. But yet he has to restrain himself, and you just see him building up, and it's just he just lets out this scream. It's just like, oh man. And within it you feel the pain, the hurt, everything, that's come to fruition within the show. And Vincent D'Onofrio, man, it just kills the role. Just kills the role. And as far as the comic book accuracy of the character, this season for sure displayed that, I think, at a top notch, because it really showed the ability of the Kingpin to manipulate, to orchestrate, and to use everybody as his pawn in his big chess game. It was brilliant to watch it as the mystery kind of unfolds, and you start realizing how pieces got into certain places and how things have happened without others' knowledge. And the only one who knew everything and had it all orchestrated, the Kingpin. It's again, just like Daredevil, it's seeing the character jump from the page and onto the screen. Speaking of one of those people that Kingpin was able to manipulate and use to his advantage, the tour de force of this Daredevil season 3 was the introduction to Bullseye. And now it wasn't the comic book, introduction that we've gotten, that original origin. It was one specifically made for this show, but boy, if it wasn't genius. Man, the tortured kid with abandonment issues who had a knack for ricocheting objects off of other things and hurting people, and even so far as killing people with that very skill set that he has, who then turns into the FBI agent who uses that same skill set to save Wilson Fisk from an ambush. Fisk then takes notice of that special talent, and of course, we all know how the Kingpin is. He sees something he can use, he will definitely manipulate it and definitely utilize it to his benefit. And with the Bullseye character in a very vulnerable spot, because as I mentioned before, he's got abandonment issues, and he got wronged and abandoned by his own organization, the FBI. Fisk sees that as an opportunity to strike, and he gets in, manipulates him, and just really allows us to see this Bullseye character in a new space, and there being a rhyme and a reason for why he does what he does. And on top of that, he's just certifiably crazy. So they truly, though they may not have done the Bullseye origin from the comic books, they captured the essence of the Bullseye character within this version that they've done for this Netflix show. It was phenomenal to watch. It really was. The way he was able to battle Murdoch, the way you could tell, the way they kind of set up things when you see him for the very first time don the Daredevil suit, and he's just ricocheting things off in that newsroom. Oh boy, that newsroom scene, man. They nailed it. Essence of the character, nailed it. This is Bullseye. This is Bullseye. And as far as the supporting characters go, I felt like this season, all of the supporting characters were used very well. Everyone was utilized to a very great extent. Everyone from, Agent Nadim to Sister Maggie to Melvin Potter to Karen and Foggy. That was one of my bigger issues, and probably the only issue I had with season 2 was mainly the Karen and Foggy characters. I felt like they didn't grow or develop any. Their kind of sole purpose was just to nag Daredevil or nag Matt Murdock about being Daredevil. And literally, the best example I can give for that was they're literally in a hospital as Ninja are scaling up the hospital walls and they're begging him not to be Daredevil. And I'm like, there are literal ninjas scaling the hospital wall. What do you mean you don't need him to be Daredevil? What are you talking about? Shut up and get out of the way. So I was super annoyed with that within season 2. But season 3, I felt like they fully developed the way Karen really is coming to her own as a reporter, and even Foggy now trying to run for or running for district attorney, and his whole storyline. I felt like they each had their ties to Matt Murdock, but it wasn't beholden on all we're here to do is bitch and complain about Matt Murdock not being the greatest friend. It was, yeah, that's there, but we've also got lives too, and their storylines were developed and they were able to do their own thing and help in their own ways. So yeah, this season was just phenomenal. I've said that word already, but I'm gonna say it again. It's just phenomenal. As far as where I would rank it, and I'm judging Daredevil versus Daredevil, right? So I'm gonna rank it between the 3 seasons we've got so far. And maybe I can throw in Defenders, but I'll keep that aside. We'll just do the 3 Daredevil because it's no use even comparing it to the other Marvel Netflix shows because this is the standout. This is it. It doesn't get any better than this show. So comparing it to the other ones, I'd say because of the small annoyance that I did have in season 2, I'd put this season 3 over season 2, but I think I'd still go season 1 as my favorite. So I'd go season 1, season 3, season 2. And I'm splitting hairs here. Like, it's very, very close. The entire thing is great. I literally want to sit back and binge season 1 to season 3 just to get that whole experience and to see how that feels. It's super, super close. I'm really splitting hairs when I'm nitpicking on what I liked and what I didn't like. So those would be my rankings. What would be your rankings? Let me know what you ranked this season. How'd you like this season? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. And if you like more videos like this, please leave a like, please subscribe, and hit that bell so that way you get notified every time I drop a brand new video. And I'll do more spoiler discussions on my podcast, the Miniface podcast, and I'll get into that. I kind of wanted to get out a minor spoiler review, and that way if people who haven't gotten to it, because it gets busy. It was busy for me, and I had to try and binge this thing, so I don't definitely understand that. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell. Until next time, I'm toyhuntr. Peace.